Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at that beautiful capture. I'm glad to know my Elgato is working splendidly. All right, let's get this fixed now. Oh, and it just magically fixed itself. I don't know. We've got Ghost Trick working, even if I swear it just randomly chooses what size it's going to render as. Well, we can always just do this. Well, wait a minute, what? Oh, right, it's game capture. Transform fit to screen. Good enough. Is there black bars? Is there no black bars? Anyway, hey there. Sorry we are so late, Mar, today, but it was work stuff. What can you do? Um, let's see. Beautiful. Thank you, Golden Pen, for resubbing for 10 months. Tier 2. Wow. Thank you. Holy crap, Tomar. Been nearly watching you for a year now. Well, I'm glad to have you here, Golden Pen. And BM Farts, thank you so much for the 200 bits. I see F Kim's here, drawing bloods here. I feel like that's a sign that it's okay for us to just jump right into our Tomart segment to make up for some lost time instead of doing our usual wind up. Uh, oh, it's Carl's birthday in 35 minutes. Let's try to remember to wish Carl a happy birthday in 35 minutes. Happy pre birthday, though, just in case I forget. Oh, boy. Oh, I don't even want to. I don't even want to go into the hot topic news for today. That's not a fun thing. But yeah, I have no words of defense for the person involved there. I'm not saying I know anything to the contrary. I'm just like, eee. That's my reaction to the whole JR situation. And I'm going to leave it at that. All right, Golden Pen. Thank you for the 10 months subs. Thank you, BM Farts, for the 200 bits. I thought of your face during my endoscopy and it made me smile. But your endoscopy? That's when someone sticks an endoscope in you. Is that a colonoscopy you're talking about, BM Farts? Or some other type of endoscopy through like a surgical wound or anyway. Because an endoscope is just literally it's one of those cameras on the end of a like a wire, right? Wouldn't you like to know? You know what? I don't need to know. Uh, Reuniclus, thank you so much for the 15 bucks. Wow, 1500 bits. Happy Lunar New Year, Tomar, and all. I hope you and your families are well. Oh my goodness. I wonder if Reuniclus X is from a Chinese family. That's very sweet of you to give me a gift for the Lunar New Year. I appreciate that, whether you're Chinese or not. That's very nice. Uh, oh, Vietnamese. So technically, it's you're the rabbit for me. Oh, cool. Well, happy Lunar New Year to you, Reuniclus, and to everyone else out there. I wonder if it's because I know that the Hebrew calendar is also a lunar calendar, but I still think it has a different start time. Current Hebrew calendar date. 3rd of Shavat. Yeah, it's definitely not the beginning of the Jewish New Year. I Rosh Hashanah would have been closer by. I was just curious about that. I'll stop rambling about Lunar New Year's now. Um, the year of the rabbit, as in the raving rabbits. Is that what you're implying, Azuma? Okay. Um, yeah, let's do some Tomart. Twitter.com. Let's see. Hash Tomart. Latest. Quick review. Quick review. Quick review. I feel like I think this was a new FKIM drawing that he submitted like right after we finished last time. But here, yeah, let's start with this. Why does it say Latemar in the title? Well, because we started 20 minutes late, Harold. I was calling myself out before anyone else could. It's called getting ahead of the problem. Uh okay. So we've got this going on now. Um yeah, did we get this one last time with the cool Squirtle Squad glasses? The Japanese iconic V glasses. And Captain DN, thank you for the 250 bits. I drew a picture for Tomart, but I've forgotten my dog ate my Wacom pen a month ago, so I couldn't digitize it. Oh. Well, you could always just take a photo of it if you just want to share the sketch, but I'll you do you at your own pace, obviously. And hello there, everyone who's been joining us this whole time. I appreciate everyone coming in despite me getting a late start. I really hate not being punctual, but I was 100% in a work call for like over 4 hours, and we did resolve the issue we were working on, but we literally just resolved it like 10 minutes ago. So thank you guys for your patience. Who would have thought that it would be on my non on call week that I had my first work related delay? Anyway, because yeah, last week was my on call week. I hate you being late, but I love you being guilty, so it balances out. Glad to hear it, Azuma. Thank you for that. I love the absurdly gigantic Kamina slash Squirtle Squad V glasses. F Kim. Waffle Hater, thank you for the gift of the sub to Sycamore 127 Deep Sea Man. Deep Sea Man. I don't even think that was meant to be a sex joke. I'm immature today. Uh, Thank you for subscribing, Deep Sea Man. Uh, oh yeah, I love this hat, Caitlin. This is, I think, my second time wearing it on stream. I was gonna save it for a Phoenix Wright thing, but then I'm like, at least it's like a Shutakumi game. A Shutakumi game. Is that how you say it? Takumi. Anyway, um, it's close enough, and I'll wear this more for Phoenix Wright stuff. Yeah, this was another Jaxie Hanukkah gift, by the way. The objection hat. I very much like it. Uh, Banner Tracks, thank you for the 100 bits. Did your Costco scalp script go haywire and drain your company credit card? No, and it's not scalp, it's scrape. I don't scalp I'm scraping the inventory of a specific item because I want to buy baby formula for my baby. That's not scalping. I want to be very clear on that, Banner Tracks. Also, Golden Pen, thank you for the 100 bits. Someone should get those glasses for Tomar's birthday. What I did do, though, is improve my scraping script over the weekend. And I now, instead of having it pop up on my desktop every 20 minutes in order to get around anti-botting stuff, uh, I'm able to just have it run in a what's called since I ported it over to my Linux server here, it runs in an XVFB, which is an X virtual frame buffer. So it is running as if it's going to a screen, even though there's no real screen or display for it to go to. But it worked. It worked like a charm. So thank you, Linux and X server, for making my non-headless script headless. Okay, I know it's techno babble, but you gotta understand. I'm very pleased with myself because I could technically use this to. I could use this solution for all sorts of things for stock tracking, where where bots would be easily detected. Anyway, Dylan, thank you for the dime. It's Baffy Lamb's birthday today, but she's shy. Could you say happy birthday to her? Of course, Baffy Lamb. Happy birthday to you. You deserve a happy birthday well ahead of Carl, whose birthday is in 25 minutes. You were born first in the year, after all. Who knows which one of you was actually born first, but that doesn't matter. You have the privilege of being born on January 24th. Uh, has anyone referred to you as Toadmar in a derogatory fashion? Asks Deep Sea Man. No, I've never been called Toadmar. That I'm sure one of these days, one of the guys will say it. Bartleberg, by the way, thank you for subscribing with Prime. And Mully Wumpus, thank you for resubbing for 8 months. Hello, Mar, to you too. But yeah, 3 cheers for Baffy Lamb, whose birthday it will be for another, well, for me, for another 3 hours, 25 minutes. For the East Coast, for another 25 minutes. That is true, you know, Carl. I shouldn't have to wish you happy birthday since you're not in my time zone. Your birthday isn't for over 3 hours. Don't worry. We'll go by your time zone since that's where your birthday's happening. Worry not. I'll really try to remember you, Carl, and someone else try to catch my attention if I forget. Let's see. Hey guys, Tomar's really into toads, so draw fan art of him as a toad. Oh, you're saying you could see Zach saying that. By the way, one of my favorite Oni Plays Animateds in a long time. Has anyone seen that one with the? It's just like, hey, it's me, Sonic. It's me, Shadow. It's one of the Corey ones. I watched that, like I've seen it before, but I watched it again today. It's genuinely really funny. I mean, it's a funny bit, but the animation is awesome. Deflects, the knuckles just deflects Corey's punch. Let's just watch it. Is that too? No, let's do it after Tomart. Yeah, the Ronald Reagan one. I'm gonna put it on after Tomart. I'm gonna get sidetracked. But this one is from Vampus Dulce. I hope I said that kind of right. Vamps Dulce. Dulce. I love Bigfoot. Tomart. It's just me with a cool like emerald thing on my head projecting a beam of light. I like that. Thank you, Farad Satel, also known as at Vamps Dulce. And then this one was, I know, submitted today by F. Kim. A quick drawing of Tomar, his inner emotions. I can't stand when you guys make stuff up about me. I mean, I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. I've been tolerating it for years. it's just kind of a normal thing. I swear I'm not dying inside like that, but I do still appreciate the drawing. Listen, if it really got to me, I'd say something, or I quit streaming. One of the two. I'd either confront or run away. That's typically how most problems are solved, right? I guess the third option is ignore, which it would. Life is an adventure with my neighbor Tomamoto. Tomar. Oh, I love this. It's so cute. I love that drawing, Blood. Even if it makes me look like a big, enormous bowling pin shaped man. That's the Totoro. That's the Totoro figure. We call it the egg shaped figure. I am shaped like a nice little egg, aren't I? But thank you for that. Oh, Totoro is a good movie. I was just looking at a list of like top, not that it's like anyone's place to say, but like a top 30 of anime movies of all time thing. And I was pleased to see Totoro was up there in the top 10. Spirited Away they gave number 1. I can't remember what publication this was. And then it was number 2. Number 2 was Your Name, which again is probably one of my favorites ever. And then I saw The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, I think was number 3 or 4, and that's one I've never seen. I feel like I got to see that one. I've not seen nearly as many anime features as I have like series and manga. Yeah, Castle of Cagliostro. I've seen most Miyazaki stuff. What's your name? Is that a serious question, Ev Kim, or are you messing with me by asking what's your name? Because the movie Your Name is I one of my favorite anime movies I've ever seen. It's like a genuinely great movie. Uh, and it's like a cool, it's like a Freaky Friday type movie. It's the body swap genre. Um, I so highly recommend everybody see that one. I've seen A Silent Voice, Captain DN. I think it's a very endearing movie. It's definitely one for you to like watch with your mom and like cry over. It's a very good movie, but your name is still my favorite. Could you repeat that? What's your name? Stop. See, I don't know who's messing with. Just Kimi no Nawa. It's the movie's also called Kimi no Nawa. Is your name about your name, or are we going to know? Stop, F. Gibbs. Stop. I I have not seen Redline. I've been meaning to see it, but I've also been told it's not a great movie. It's just really visually cool, which I think is true of a lot of anime features. Um, I've seen The Boy and the Beast. I I've seen like half of Summer Wars. I don't know. Now I'm just naming off random. I I think Akira does still deserve to like be in the top anime of all time. It's like a top 10 anime movie for sure. I can't remember. I started watching Summer Wars at some point, and then Jaxie convinced me that like it gets crappy, and so I never finished it. I need to, I guess I need to watch all of Summer Wars. I don't have an opinion on it, but Jaxie does. Jaxie really doesn't like that director, I don't think. Uh, I don't though. I think she enjoyed The Boy and the Beast. Digimon the movie's the same thing as what, Baffy Lamb? Uh, let's see. Been watching Space Dandy. Yeah, Space Dandy's real fun. That's a solid like one-off series. As far as I know, it's a one-off series. Did they make new seasons? I don't know. I didn't think so. Oh, you're saying Digimon the movie and Summer Wars are basically the same. Isn't it also the same director? Am I wrong there? That they made Summer Wars and then got asked to direct Digimon the movie like a few years later or something like that. I've seen Perfect Blue and Paprika. I've not seen Millennium Actress though. I'm aware of it, but I've never seen it. Paprika is one of those ones where I think that's a great example of a movie that looks beautiful, but I don't really like it as a movie. Like I have some scenes in it that I like. I love the opening scene to Paprika, where it's the like whatever that song is playing, and she's like jumping through the billboards and signs and stuff. I still think that's one of my favorite like intros to a movie, but I'm not a big Paprika fan. Look, I always get into anime. Thank you for the Totoro drawing that got me on an anime feature tangent. Golden Pen, I don't want you to think I forgot about you, though. The final Tomart submission of the night, as far as I know. Paprika, I just feel like has a lot of really slow, draggy, talky parts. I feel that way about Ghost in the Shell, too. It's like Ghost in the Shell is known as like this awesome movie because it's got some of the coolest action scenes like ever done. But it feels like they compensate for that by having like lots of really lengthy like pure dialogue scenes where it's just like a moving camera and somebody talking exposition at you or something. I i think just the sensibilities of like a lot of 90s anime just don't quite jive with what I like about a movie, even if I can be impressed with the animation. uh Oh yeah, I'm caught up on One Piece again as of last night. I'm caught up on all my all the manga I'm following. I did catch up with Berserk. It's almost like nothing happened in all of 2022. Like things happened and yet they kind of didn't. I'm not that I'm complaining, but like I'm like I don't feel any like less behind or sorry. I don't feel like I was ever really that behind in terms of like what actually transpired in Berserk since I stopped reading it. Yes, it's a horrible tragedy unfolding, but like I had seen all the way up to the point where like Zod shows up. I don't want to spoil anything, but I feel like just saying that is fine. Uh, I'm gonna stop talking about Berserk. I'm gonna stop talking about manga. Um, did I ever thank Molly Wumpus for resubbing with Prime for 8 months? Yes, I did. But I didn't thank Boehner Trex for the 50 bits. Why does your very accurate IMDb page say you voiced at least 12 characters in the Space Dandy English dub? I hope you're lying. I didn't. I had nothing to do with the Space Dandy English dub. Res Bulls, thank you for for a new subscription with Prime. And then that's not how I'm supposed to say it. It's Prime, but with the echo effect. Uh, and then Pro State Misogynist, great, has 50 has thank you for the 50 bits. Tomar, my Tomar didn't show up in the hashtag. I linked it in the stream announcement. On this stream announcement. Did you? Did you though? Did you really though? I don't see it. What do you mean you linked it on I'm gonna refresh this page. Well, I don't know why that didn't stream announcement tweet. Oh, you're okay. One sec. Let me check. I'm gonna just go to my notifications. Okay. Oh, maybe you'd think it would show up in mentions. Da da da. I feel like I'm getting pranked here. That's why I hid the screen. No, I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, let's all move on and get the game capture back up. Do. Oh wait, you know what though? There was one other thing. I did say after Tomart I wanted to watch that one video. So let me bring it up real quick. Only plays animated, sort by upload date. Where is it? I swear I get different results every time I do a search. I swear this one was recent. Uh oh, by the way, Noble Nuggy. Uh Happy Hello Mar. Can't believe I've been living in the subscriber verse for 13 months now. Wow. Mazel tov. Even when the world feels cold and dark, Tomar's always here to remind me that I'm Canadian and that's a bad thing. No, being a Canadian isn't a bad thing. You just come from a country that constantly produces bad things. That doesn't mean they're all bad. I'll see myself out. Okay. um all right. I'll check this one more time with your bot trap. All right. I actually do appreciate this one. Here we go. This one is from Jack Seymour. This is the final Tomart for today. Once I unleash my Python code, the Costco secret baby formula will be mine. I there was a point where I could do a decent plankton. That now is not that time. But I do appreciate that. Thank you for sharing, Prostate. All right. And then the one other thing. Now I need to find that damn video. Oh, I should just look at my history. Why didn't I think of that before? Here it is. Hey, Corey. Okay.
Stop hitting when I can't already move, dude. You give me invincibility frames, but I'm already on the ground. Here. And
hey, Corey, Sonic here. Hey, I just want to say, I hope you're enjoying my gaming. You know, it's just to make you happy.
6 fingers in your
Oh, you guys are saying it's too quiet? Well, that's silly. I can hear it just fine. Here. I'm going to bump you guys up. This better be loud enough.
Stop hitting when I can't already move, dude. You give me invincibility frames, but I'm already on the ground.
Here. And hey, Corey, Sonic here. Hey, I just want to say, I hope you're enjoying my gaming. You know, it's just to make you happy.
6 fingers in your nostril and throws you into the wall. I'm not finished ranting. Stop interrupting.
Corey, Knuckles here.
Okay. Punch Knuckles.
Deflex.
How?
I use my crimson power.
That doesn't make sense. You're a liar. Okay, well, you took me out of my rant mode. Now I'm all happy.
I'm just trying to calm you down. I'm very zen.
Hey, what's up, Corey? Knuckles, I mean, Shadow here.
What's up, Skin?
What's up? Good over here, man.
Using that.
Man. That's nice. You've been working out, and I can tell by the way you grab my arm.
Hold on.
You're a goofball. What's up, man?
Let me talk, you asshole. I'm just skeleton! Adam, what you did?
Corey Tails here!
Shut up.
It's me, Tails. It's me, Big the Cat. It's me, Big the Cat.
This sucks.
I am a Robotron 3 million.
Oh my god. My friends.
Surrounded by everybody.
Oh, fuck you.
That was,
Hey, Corey, Vector here.
That's pretty good.
Corey, this is Shadow. So I just want to say you can go ahead and rant, man.
Yo, we're all gonna let ourselves out, man.
Yeah. See you later, man.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us,
I
man.
didn't have you. You fucking came in on your own terms. Just go away.
Well, whatever. Well, we'll see you later, dude.
Fuck you.
Amy here.
Oh, well, you can come in.
Hello, Corey. Ronald Reagan here.
Get the fuck out.
Okay. Good on Noah Sportsman. He's done a lot of really good ones. I am ever impressed. Ever impressed. Okay. So now let's bring back old Sissel. Let's finish this dang game tonight. Even if it kills us. Oh, wait. You know what? You know what I'm going to go get? I do have a Diet Dr. Pepper in the kitchen. It's the only one in the fridge. And it's mine. Every time I go to 7-Eleven now, I just buy 2 bottles of Diet Dr. Pepper, hoping that it'll last till the next stream. And it has so far. Golden Pen, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Tomar, give me some skin, bro. Nice beard, bro. You've been growing it. And Charlie says, I can't focus because they all have handsome voices. Aw. Zactopia Lives says, Tomar's famous Canadian genocide rant is being suppressed, but heed my warning. It will get there. Just you wait. I don't think that's real. I don't think that's a real thing. I'm getting that Dr. Pepper, but it'll be fine. You guys, I'll be back. I swear. I promise. Don't miss me too. Don't miss me too much now. Well, I'm back. And well, I can't quite do impressions like Lightning Dean, but well. Sorry, I sat down and the first thing I saw was I wish I could do impressions of presidents like Zach. And well, that got me going. All right. Tomar went to get cigarettes and milk, and he's never coming back. He's abandoning all of us. I was going to get milk and cigarettes and then dip the cigarettes in the milk. But I was never going to leave you. I might be eating a few pretzels. Pretzels go well with Dr. Pepper. You guys don't understand. I didn't eat pretty much all day. I'm very hungry right now. And it wasn't just because of my intermittent fasting. It's because I really was... It was a busy-ass day. But I don't want to let myself eat after 9, which means I have 5 minutes to finish this tiny bag of pretzels. 100-calorie bag. And the only other thing I ate today was a chicken sandwich. But this is how we lose weight. I mean, granted, I'm definitely at a huge calorie deficit today. At most, even after this, I'll have maybe eaten like 500 calories. But I'm losing weight. That's how you gotta do it. All right. Last few pretzels. I thank you for for your patience. Okay. Now the game's gonna be a little too loud, so I'm gonna turn this bag down a ways. Is that too loud for you guys? Or is well, we'll figure out once the music starts. Can you guys hear me over the music? Is the balance all right? Reuniclus says yes. All right. I got enough affirmatives. I'm gonna assume it's fine. Last pretzel. And then we're tanking through to the end of the game. Thank you, Commodore Cumulon, for the 200 bits. For the Diet Dr. Pepper addiction. Thank you. I will certainly spend that on a Diet Dr. Pepper. All right. What other awesome processed things can I stick in my body? No. We're done. We're done for the day. And Charlie says, no, I'm not going to read that, Charlie. That's just a description of the pose, of Yomiel's pose. All right. When was Yomiel's death? It was 10 years ago, when the Temsic meteorite fell. So remember, we just went into Yomiel's body, which now is properly dead after 10 years because the meteorite was removed from it. Therefore, Sissel is able to use his power now on it. Okay. We traveled back through time, and now we're here at the scene of that death. The start of it all, as it is about to replay itself. Hold it! There's Yomiel. Give it up. Do you really think you can outrun me? Oh my goodness. There we go. Eek! Now just calm down and drop that weapon. Stay back. If you come any closer, I'll shoot her. Huh? A kitten? Shoo, you might get hurt. Whoa. Smashes through the lamp. Blasts Yomiel right in the back. What is that a plunger? What is that object he dropped? Are you okay? You're all right now. Are you hurt? Oh, it's Carl's birthday now. Happy birthday, Carl. Happy birthday to Carl Timlin in the chat if he's still around. Happy birthday on East Coast time, Carl. You saved me, mister. I was just doing my job. The gods, they're the ones who saved you. What's your job, mister? Oh, by the way, thank you, Dylan, first of all, for letting me know it's Carl's birthday, but much more importantly, thank you for all of your help in streamlining getting my VODs out on YouTube finally. I know I had a big backlog, and Dylan has been very, very helpful with that. So I do want to give a big shout out to Dylan for all the effort that's been put into that. And if anyone noticed that there's finally new VODs coming out on my YouTube, that's why. Okay. What's your job, mister? Me? I'm a police detective. So that's the Temsic meteorite, eh? It's beautiful looking. Oh, is this... I assume this is the real one. It's beautiful looking at it from this angle. It changed all of our fates completely. We can't stop Temsic from falling from the sky, but we might be able to protect you from that fragment and save your life. I don't know. What's the matter, Detective Jowd? To be perfectly honest, I'm scared. If that meteorite fragment doesn't get him, I'm pretty sure I would have shot him. We might not be able to change your fate of dying. I can accept that. What I did is inexcusable. No matter how the future might change, that fact will never go away. If my fate is to die here, then I accept that. This will be our last battle against fate. Beyond that will be a new future. Okay, let's get started. What will happen, you guys? Okay. Oh, that's... I see. She has like half a sweet potato on a stick, not a plunger. So I think that's what that is. Oh. What did I just do? I just blew her eardrums out. What are you doing? You're gonna hurt poor Miss Lynn's ears. I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking. You really startled her. You even made her drop her sweet potato. I know how much this girl loves her food, too. Anyway, at least her fate has changed, albeit ever so slightly. So there's got to be some significance to her dropping the sweet potato. So there's the sweet potato here, and let's try missile. Is there anything else shaped like the sweet potato? I can rock this basket. There's another sweet potato. It looks like that's opening up another path for me. Oh, spray the nozzle? Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that sweet potato. A big, scary sweet potato. That's not a sweet potato missile. That's Mino. Oh, all right, of course. Oh, look at them, the potato and Mino. Right now, they both have the same shape. So you're saying you could swap them, huh? Good idea, Missile. Okay, here I go, and I'm gonna need your help. My help? That's the sweet potato. Uh-oh. How am I supposed to help? Can't get up there. Ah. All those things are the same shape, but I can't reach any of them. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I think I might have...
Mediocre piece of shit!
Holy crap, Commodore Cumulon. I think the only way that I could have done this, if I could shoot it up with the nozzle, but I think I was supposed to get in the sweet potato before... Let's try this again. I needed to get in the sweet potato before it got fully shot over there. Here, let's move him out of the way. We rock the basket. And then we do our trick, and then before... There we go. Now we get in the sweet potato. All right, Sissel. Oh, we can do it. Wait. What good does that do us? I mean, let's do it. And then, do we want to, like, move it over here? Oh. Oh, look! The lamppost is bending. But it hasn't broken yet. It really is a wonder it hasn't snapped. It just might hold out for a little while longer. If I recall, the Temsic fragment smashed through the glass lantern on its way down. But if Mino sits firmly in its way, there we go, yeah, it's gonna block the... Okay. Then fate should change. What if the fragment just knocks the giant statue over on him? Hold on. What happened to the sweet potato anyway? I guess there's no value in that. Can Missile even go? Can either of these guys go anywhere? Nope. I guess we're just gonna wait to see what happens. Oh, wait. I guess let's see what happens when the meteor comes. I don't know what else to do. Alright, here it comes. What? Oh, that's a different one. There. How's that? Look, the fragment's course. It changed a little. Now Yumiel's fate should really change. Wait a minute. Sorry, wait a minute. Take another look at the fragment's trajectory. Now that it's changed, what's in its path? In its path? No! Detective Jowd! The Temsic fragment shot through his leg. What? But the cruel twists of fate weren't over yet. Come on, put it down. Huh? Jowd, put the gun down now! If you don't, you're going to shoot him! I don't know if it's his detective training or what, but even though he's shaking from the pain, the gun doesn't waver. Put the gun down! No! I knew it. This is my true fate. In the end, I stole his life away with my own hands. I won't let that happen! Missile, the bullet is stopped in midair. I'm here, inside the bullet. Now let's swap it with something. Obviously the half sweet potato on the ground. What? With what? Detective Jowd, the meteorite fragment is what made you pull the trigger. We won't let you become a murderer. We have to prove that murder isn't the detective's true fate. And to do that, we have to stop this bullet. There must be something with the same shape as the bullet around here. Oh! That didn't look good. Oh no, we stopped the bullet, but we still couldn't save him. That's not true. My fate of getting pierced through the back might not have changed. But I'm still alive. What? I'm not dead. I'm just unconscious. Okay, so your fate of death has changed, but still. This fate is just too painful to watch, in every sense. I don't think so. As long as I'm alive, that's good enough for me. But we were overlooking one thing. The wheel of fate was still slowly turning. Look out! Wake up! You gotta get out of there! Damn it, my leg won't work! It's all over! We're out of time! Oh boy. Miss Lynn, It's not over yet. But there isn't anything else to swap with. Why don't we just let it play out and then try to find another way next time? Even if she dies, all you have to do is possess her corpse. And then you can redo her last 4 minutes as many times as it takes. No, I won't do that. Why not? Sure, the fact of her death would be erased. But her memory of it would remain, like a scar on her psyche. I won't let that happen. Not if I can help it. But what will we do now? Even if we work together? I think there might be something that can be done. What is it? What can Sissel and I do? Don't forget, I'm here too. With 3 kinds of powers among us, we ought to be able to fight this battle. This battle against the fate of death. Yomiel! Sissel, your power is manipulating objects. Use your power to manipulate this. Huh? I don't get it. Just trust me. Let's go. All right. I'll try to move there. Now, gather your strength and make it spray as if your life depended on it. Spray as if your life depended on it. Oh, thank you, TNert420, for the new subscription with Prime. All right, let's continue. I'm dead, though. In that case, make it spray as if your death depended on it. Give it your all. And remember, you'll only have a split second. Got it. Now it's your turn, Missile. What? Me? What can I do? I think you know the answer to that. Okay, got it. You can swap them. Yeah, thank you for saying it out loud. That hunk of concrete will go back to its original position. But even if I swap them, it'll still be right above Miss Lynn. Don't worry. Huh? Okay, I'll do it. I'll swap them. All right. It's no use. We can't stop that horrible Mino. What can we do now? I don't see how gaining a second or two helped. Oh, it helped all right. Those few seconds were exactly what I wanted. Last up, it's my turn. Your turn? You know what my power is, right? I can manipulate living creatures. Wait a minute, you mean... That's right. I'm gonna save that little girl. Save her by manipulating my own unconscious body. Ye gods! Thank you, Hosh TV, for resubbing for 5 months. Keep up the good work, Tomar. Thank you. Ah, you're awake. Hey, mister, is your knee okay? Huh? Oh, it'll be fine. It's just a scrape. I'm lucky it wasn't a fatal hit. But the main thing is that you're not hurt. You saved me, mister? I was just doing my job. The gods, they're the ones who saved you. What's your job, mister? Me? I'm a police detective. Do you think you could call the police for me? I think you could do it quicker than I could. But... What's that? This is a detective's badge. We give them to children who have been very brave. A detective's badge? Thanks. Okay, you know what to do, little detective. Are you alive? Yeah, sadly. Hang on, help is coming. What made you do such a reckless thing? To be perfectly honest, I don't really know. When I came to, my body was already moving all by itself. It was as if somebody else was controlling me. I see. But, you know, I'm glad it happened. This music isn't making me get choked up or anything. I found this kitten. It was over there. Come to think of it, I just saw it a few minutes ago. It's probably a stray. It's kind of limp. Is it okay? I don't know. I think it's unconscious. That's funny. It doesn't look like it's injured or anything. Poor little kitty. How about if I take it to my house and look after it? Would you like to come home with me, little kitten? Well, it looks like his fate just changed in a big way. Whose fate? That kitten's, of course. Sissel's. Sissel? The name Sissel echoes in my head. That's my real name. These long, lonely 10 years. You were my one and only friend. Oh, Amy, thank you for resubbing for 19 months. Golly gee willikers, Tomar. Guess I really enjoy your fancy hat and emeralds. Thank you for resubbing for 19 months. And thank you, Razor369, for resubbing for 14 months. Hello, Tomar. Hello back to you, Razor. All right. Let's see this through. How about it? Do you remember now? Old friend. Huh? I think I finally remember. 10 years ago, I was a little kitten that wandered into this park. I was weak and all alone in the world. Hold it! Somebody, please look at me. Huh? Oh, a kitten. Shoo, you might get hurt. Not a good guy, too. Thank you for the gifted sub to the Myth 65th. somebody please reach a hand out to me? I had just only died at the time. I had lost everything. My life, my memory. My body wouldn't move anymore, but I still managed to reach out a hand to him. The next thing I knew, my soul had transferred to the Black Kitten. With no recollection of who I was, I lived as a cat with you for a while. After a while, the man regained his memory. I went back to being just a cat, and then the man got his body back. I took my body back from the morgue. There was somebody I just had to go see. Just one more time. I took control of my body and hurried to her house. But I was just a little too late. I had just missed her as she left this world. She left me a note that said, "I'm coming to you, Yomiel." The man named me Sissel. It was the name of something important he had lost, along with his life. His fiancée. He told me about it once, but I didn't understand what it was. So now you guys know why Sissel never remembered how to read. Those 10 years were very happy for me, but they weren't happy for the man, and there was nothing I could do for him. For 10 years, I wandered through the darkness, with no particular place to go. I think it's hard to tell when it's Yomiel and when it's Sissel talking. For 10 years, I wandered through the darkness with no particular place to go. As time passed, my powers gradually changed. At first, I could only manipulate small creatures and objects. But then, after a while, I could manipulate people. That's when the darkness inside me deepened, and I started to get a little twisted. I wanted light. Distorted, artificial light. When I got my revenge on Lynn, I would see that light, or at least that's what I tried to believe. I left my old self buried in that junkyard and walked away. The Black Cat. I was possessing Sissel then. It wouldn't look very much like a murder if the corpse got up and walked away after all. So you borrowed the body of your old friend. Sissel was inside that bag I was carrying tonight. I had no intention of leaving my friend behind in the country when I left. But then, when I went to possess his body, I realized something horrible. What was that? Sissel, there inside the bag, was dead. What? I wasn't able to control her completely. The first bullet didn't hit anything, or so I thought. But it did hit something, didn't it? It hit Sissel inside that bag. Yes, that's when I lost my life. Right there in the presence of Temsic radiation. And that's when I got my powers of the dead, my ghost tricks. I think I understand it now. Why I was the only one who couldn't get his memory back. It was because I thought that corpse was me. It was the only corpse I could see at the time, after all. But as it turns out, it wasn't the only dead body. My true death was hiding just behind that corpse. Now that I think about it, do you remember what you said? That you knew all along about me saving Lynn tonight. If you knew, why didn't you try to stop me? It's simple. Because I couldn't, even if I wanted to. Huh? Why not? Remember the thing about individual differences in the powers we get? I can control all kinds of things, from the living to the dead. But even so, there are some things you can do that I can't. You mean? I can't even rewind time, let alone change the fate of a death. If I could do those things, I would have saved your life. Oh. Not only that, but I never would have just let my fiancé stay dead like that. But you're here 10 years in the past now. That's thanks to your powers. I just tagged along with you. In any case, now the starting point of this entire tragedy has changed dramatically, altering fate. The fate of your death, the kitten Sissel's fate. And I can just bet you the fate of the woman you love has changed too. Yes, I believe you're right. So, this was the last fate to be averted, huh? So, Yomiel, it looks like your plan for revenge ended in failure. Yes, and I'm glad too. I think I kind of understand now what you've been feeling these 10 years. She understood. She shed tears for me. Sorry, she shed tears for me. That's when my revenge was over. She saved me from the darkness. Well, I guess it's time we got back. A new 10 years later was just born. Right, we should get back to our new present. I can't wait to see Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla again. So these past 10 years will now all vanish. Well, not completely. The memories of all of us here will remain. including the memory of what I did, my crime. That's the way this game of the dead works, huh? And no matter what the reason, there's no denying the fact that I took Lynn hostage and tried to point a gun at her. I have no intention of running away from that either. The most inexcusable crime in my new life. Hey, Sissel. Yes? When we go back, our fates will no longer be interconnected. It will be like we never met. So before that happens, I just wanted to say one thing. Tonight, I stole away your life with my own hands. I'm truly sorry. That's already a thing of the lost past. Our fates have changed now, right, Yomiel? Thank you, Sissel. I'm so very glad I met you. Me too, Yomiel. Sissel? Are we ever going to see each other again? I couldn't stand it if we weren't. Thank you for subscribing with Prime Gegus Khan. I bet we'll see each other again someday. 10 years from now, our paths are sure to cross. We'll just have to wait until then. Cecil, I'll never forget you. I'll never forget you either, valiant little doggy. Well, it looks like you come to live with me now. So let's be getting back home, little black cat. Home, huh? That sounds good, Detective Jowd. We all witnessed the birth of a new beginning, and now we're each going back to our own new present. We said goodbye to the parts of our stories that would be lost, believing that someday our paths would all cross again. Whoa! I've got a dent on my head. I think this hat just fits a little snug. You know what? I think I just put it on too tight. I think hopefully that'll make it not put a giant dent in my forehead. Yeah, you guys love your dent. Okay. Wait! Before you go back to a new present, I wanted to thank you. I don't know who's talking. Oh, it's Ray. Before I cease to exist. Oh, it's you. Yes, it is I, Ray, in case you've forgotten again. Thanks to you, everything has turned out as I had hoped. I am really grateful to you, Sissel. Thank you. But don't forget, I was only on a journey to find my own lost memory. Yes, I know that. I know all about you. Can I ask you a question, Ray? I want to know, who exactly are you? Fair enough. I will tell you. Let me tell you about another version of tonight's events. You changed the fates of many people tonight. The first of which was hers. If you had not been there for her tonight, her fate would have been to die in that lonely spot on the outskirts of town. If that had occurred, what do you suppose would have happened? Let me tell you a story. The story of a little creature. After they stole her life that night, they broke into her apartment. They stole the wooden box from the ceiling hiding place and left. And in the process, two little dead bodies were left behind. However, the little fellow's spirit lived on. He desperately reached out his paw towards his mistress, and that's when a miracle occurred. What? Look at that! The powers of the dead! But how? He didn't really understand it himself. Not yet, anyway. But with all you know now, I bet you understand it. Do you not? Hey, wait a minute. That's right. He died inside the aura of that strange energy. But unfortunately, with his meager powers, he was unable to save his little mistress. There just wasn't anything he could do with only the power to swap objects. He needed the power to manipulate objects in order to save the little lady. The little fellow chased after the men, but there still wasn't anything he could do. In the end, he was left behind with the man in the red in the deep, deep sea. And then he went back. He went back to the world of 10 years before, to the moment of the man in red's death. What? He decided to wait it out. He decided to wait until that night came again. And that's the other version of the story of this night. A story that's taken these 10 years to be retold. So that was you, huh? That's right. I'm Missile. 10 years is a very long time in dog years. You just say that's how Old Man Missile sounds. I'm sticking with that with the stupid Sean Connery impression. You couldn't change the fates of these people on your own, so you decided to wait those 10 years out. Since when did Missile have the ability to go back in time, though? Anyway. Exactly. And then at last, that fateful night rolled around again. By this time, I had grown old, and my powers were weak. So I decided I needed to find somebody to help me this time around. Somebody who possessed different powers than me. But wait a second. You were able to manipulate that desk lamp. Over the course of the long years, my powers changed. My ability to swap objects weakened. But I became able to manipulate small objects. But in that case, why didn't you cooperate with yourself? Because I couldn't. Huh?
From watching the man in red, I found out there were individual differences in our powers. I couldn't do any of the things he could do. Like travel through the telephone lines, for example.
What?
It may not seem like much, but it's a very important power. Especially if you're trying to chase somebody.
But there's something I don't understand. You knew from the very beginning that I had that power. How did you know so much about me?
Why wouldn't I? After all, we had met before, on that night the first time around.
What? We met before?
From listening to the conversation of the two intruders to the apartment, I learned that Miss Lynn had lost her life at that junkyard on the edge of town. I followed the ghost world paths to the junkyard and came upon an incredible scene. Imagine, if you will, there in the darkness, a twisting and swiveling desk lamp. It made my fur stand on end, I can tell you.
That was me? So I was shot on that night the first time around as well?
You had lost your memory that time too. You had just died and you felt confused. You declined to cooperate with me.
I did what? I just wanted to find my own lost memory. I'm sorry, but I can't help you.
That's what you said. And then you disappeared. Away over the telephone line.
I'm really sorry I didn't help you.
That's why I decided that this time I would use that desire of yours to our mutual advantage.
Mutual advantage?
The only thing you were interested in was finding your own lost memory. If I could guide you along the right path to doing that, we would both benefit. And namely, the right path would be the path to the man in red, to Yomiel.
What?
I gave you the information you needed to know to set you in the right direction. And then I gave you a time limit.
A time limit?
That's right. As you know, I said you only had until tomorrow morning. If I hadn't done that, you wouldn't have found out the truth tonight. And the man in red would have been sealed away at the bottom of the sea forever. If that had happened, it would have all been over.
Then, you mean that thing about ceasing to exist?
Oh, that? Completely made up. A little naughty of me, I know. But I just wanted you to use your time wisely.
Oh boy. Well, thank you, Big Henry Official, for resubbing for 9 months, and congrats on earning your the 4th Tomar Emerald.
Hello, Romar. Epic stream.
Did you mean to say Romar? It made me read that in a Scooby-Doo voice. Oh boy. I hate to admit it, but this little doggy really outsmarted me in every way.
Let's just call it the wisdom that comes with age.
Rello Romar?
Rhyme Rig Renry. And now it's time to say farewell. These past 10 years will cease to exist, and with them, so will I.
Missile.
I believe in you. I always knew you could do it. And so you did. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Missile. So you waited and waited these 10 long years. And for the sake of your two ladies, Lynn and Camilla, huh?
Of course, because that's what doggies do. Now then, farewell, Sissel.
And so the story of a single night came to an end. Nobody but us knew what had really happened in this town tonight. I made my way back to a new present. You get quite the little epilogue here, huh?
That's just what doggies do.
Huh? Now, how come it's dark? I'll just turn on the lights here. The classic gadget. Oh, look, it worked. Were you surprised? You bet I was. You nearly scared me to death. Yippee, it worked. But it's not even my birthday today. It was my mom's birthday the day before yesterday. I made this surprise for her, but it came out so well I wanted to use it again.
That's all right, Lynn. After all, we're celebrating the birth of your new position as detective, right?
Really? Thank you, Detective Jowd. Dad, you're home!
Hi, Camilla. Let me introduce you. This is Lynn. She was just assigned to the detective division today.
Hi, Camilla. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Lynn. Congratulations on becoming a detective. Huh? Is something wrong? You have one of those badges too. Oh, this? Yeah. I have one just like it. My daddy just gave it to me the other day. But yours looks a lot older than mine, though.
How long are you going to keep wearing that toy badge, Lynn?
What's wrong with it? To me, this is the symbol of a real detective.
It's been 10 years since then, hasn't it? Who would have guessed you'd actually become a detective one day?
When you gave me this badge, I just knew. I knew it was my destiny somehow.
Destiny, huh?
And now that I'm a detective, I'll find out where that destiny will lead me.
That you will. That you will.
This feels a lot like a certain Phoenix Wright ending song. There's little notes part. I think it's the same composer. Anyway. Oh, hello. Don't tell me you're that same little kitten. Wait. Don't tell him. I don't know what everyone's talking about in chat. I'm just going to go back here.
That's right, the very one.
You know what? This is a very, very special cat. He's 10 years old, but he's still a kitten. Still a kitten? Yep, he never got any bigger or anything. Wow, what a mysterious little fellow. I know, right? His name is Sissel. Sissel. It seems to me I've heard that name somewhere before. What do you mean there's nothing on screen, Harold Krell? You're messing with me. Okay. No, everyone else can see this. All right. I think Sissel likes you, Lynn. Oh, look, a living woman. All right, everyone. Let's start the celebration. Okay, Mom. I bet you're just like me. Your destiny led you here somehow, too. And so we meet again, Sissel. From just that single night as a human, I got a glimpse into their world, and I learned something. Their fates, their lives, they were all interconnected. Somewhere, somehow, in some way. And now, this is my new fate. They get to reuse his eating animation. I guess I really am a cat. It suits me just fine to curl up and watch the strange and beautiful something something, and it looks like I'll have plenty to watch here for quite a while. Game design scenario direction by Shu Takumi. He still has the shard in him, Golden Pen. He's immortal. He's immortal cat. Happy birthday to our lovely Lynn. Like I said, it isn't my birthday. So wait, Missile is... Hey, Missile, I thought I asked you to stay home and guard the fort. But birthdays are for celebrating together with friends and loved ones. Nothing like it, baby. He gets to eat his big spaghetti dinner. Everybody gets to reuse all their fun little eating animations. They didn't bother giving animation to his wife, though. Thank you, Commodore Cumulon, for the 300 bits and the woohoo! Oh, look, they applied Cabanella's... There. How do you like that? Not bad, huh? But definitely not good. Maybe now I could be a great detective, just like Inspector Cabanella. What kind of example is the inspector providing for his men? They get to reuse his animation for that guy. Thank you, Zaphiroth, for the 100 bits. Tomar, what would you do if someone ghost tricked you to change your future? Hold on. I wouldn't know. Here's your food, gentlemen. Memory, what are you doing here? I heard you were gonna be picking new members for the Special Investigation Unit today. So you took the job on a part-time job here again, just so... Okay, fine. Oh, you have no idea the lengths I'd go through to reach my goals? If someone ghost tricked me to change my future, I would have a different future, Zaphiroth. La la la. I've never cooked this way before. So exciting, so exciting. Turmeric, coriander, cumin, and fenugreek. Curried chicken paradise. La la la. Is this really necessary, this new curried chicken menu item? Oh, but our very best customer requested it. Now, go look. Good luck with the taste testing. Oh boy, I don't think I could eat another bite. Who was it that liked curry again? Just who exactly is this very best customer anyway? Oh, this guy. The prisoner who there was no Yomiel to manipulate into giving out national secrets, or no, it was he held the police precinct up. Are you sure we really need all these explosives? Not to worry, Beauty, my dear. I followed the instructions exactly. 20 kilograms of gunpowder, just like it said. Wait a minute, 20 kilograms? I thought it was 20 grams. I like how his head is like a little sausage. They just die in an explosives accident, apparently. Now, Tomar, you know the drill. Give it the iconic Tomar rating after you finished a game on stream. How many worms out of 7? So this is where you work, huh, Papa?
That's right, sweetheart. Darling husband, don't you have any ideas at all you could give me? You must have heard some juicy stories, some indiscretions of a minister, perhaps. Now, must you talk that way in front of our darling angel? Here is to the study mind of my darling husband.
I give that 6 worms out of 7, Golden Pen. Zafra says, Tomar Chet is ghost tricking you right now. Feel that itch in your beard? Is that what that is? There's our guy.
This deal is going quite well. Oh, I must say, these grapes are so good and... Your nose about to scrape the bottom of the sea, sir, be forewarned, sir. Egad! Keep it together, man. You tried to give me a case of the vapors? I believe I nearly died of fright just now.
Blue and employed, exactly.
Love, peace, and pigeons. Long live rock and roll.
Stop the park from charging admission. Protect the rights of those who live here. Man, I didn't even get to do a pigeon guy voice. He didn't even talk. Oh, I remember these guys from the special prison. Today's the day, you know. He's finally getting out. You know, everybody's starting to get real tired of seeing you do that.
Let me show you a new dance that's been passed down in our family for generations. We do this when we have a stomach ache. We call it Dance Away the Pain.
Oh, I'm real interested in that one. Think you could show it to me, say, next week?
You got it.
I completely forget the voice I did for that, but I do remember I did a Norm Macdonald voice for the dude on the right. Oh, look, there he is in prison. 10 long years, Yomiel. Your time's up today. The young lady who always comes to visit you's waiting outside.
Thank you, Sissel.
It's like symbolism. He dropped out of that life and entered this one. Oh. Din 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 din. Why does it save a completed save file? Like, what would we do? It's like you couldn't really do a new game plus. No. Now we've got all the chapters unlocked, though. We made it. 18 chapters, but we made it. Well, thank you guys who followed along for all or part of this. I know the first half was like way, way back, but this has been a good run. Tomar's crying. No, I'm done crying. I got that out of my system earlier when it was the whole scene like at the end of the like park that kind of got me like on the edge of like, I don't know, for some reason them when they reveal all the stuff with the cat and the dog and all that stuff is what gets me. Tomar is literally crying. You were crying. Did you guys ever see those new the new seasons of Beavis and Butthead before the like new ones that just started coming out last year? Tomar's in dad mode. Yes, so what if I am? That was probably not a good first stream of this game for me to watch. It's okay, Memento SN. You didn't have any context. Yes, this spoiled all the stuff at the end of the game, but just don't play it now, ever. And it won't spoil, and it won't ruin it for you. Or if you do play it, wait like 5 to 6 years until you've forgotten all these little details. And thank you, Dylan, for helping with the VODs. You were crying. They have plans to re-release Ghost Trick? Oh, that'd be cool. All right. So I do appreciate everybody stopping in, and I know we started late, but it's 10, and I've been working nonstop today, and I want to just go unwind for a bit before I go to sleep. And I want to check in on Jaxie and Maya, make sure they're doing okay too. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for joining me. On Thursday, we'll figure something out. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.